go. This. I'll have to figure out something. All right. Huh. And I've still got room here. Room here. I think this is going to work good. Yeah, I feel comfortable. I can take this to the machine and go ahead and get this sewn up. Exciting. Cool. All right, let's get this sewn up. Okay, so I am back trying to finish the top of the cushion here. When I last left you, we had just pinned the side to the top of the cover, and I had to take a little break, and now I'm back, and I am finishing up actually sewing all of this together here. So, no pun intended, let me show you what I'm doing here. First, I want to apologize for the traffic noise that you hear. I've got all the windows open, and it's such a nice evening out, and I'm getting this nice breeze through here, but it also comes with some traffic, so I apologize. But anyway, I've gone ahead and I have sewn around the majority of it here at the last part of it. This is where we pinned it earlier, or I pinned it earlier. And then I am using my zipper foot, sewing as close to the piping as possible. Now when you pin like this, which I did because I wanted to make sure that this was together here like this, you're going to make sure that you're going to want to make sure that you take the pins out as you're stitching, because if you hit one of these, especially with one of these heads, you'll break your needle. You could damage your machine. You don't want that to happen. So as you come up on the pin, you're going to take your pin out, and I just hold it together with my fingers, and I keep going right up against the piping. Now these corners are a tad bit tricky. Oh, that's just being a guard dog. Quiet on the set. Hey, it worked. Okay, so as I come around, I'm just going to continue to stay up close to my piping. Keep your fingers out of the way, of course. And straighten my fabric out as best as I can. Taking my pins out to make sure that I don't ruin my machine, because that would be an extremely sad day. And then I'm just putting the needle in, lifting the presser foot or the zipper foot here, and turning slightly to go with the curve of the piping. I just find that helpful. And I'm just making sure this piping is laying in the correct direction. There we go. There we go. So now I just have to close this end up. So pretty. That is looking good. Alright, so I need to close this up now, so I'm going to cut off, again, just going to eyeball it here. I need about a 1-inch seam, and that's going to go together. So I'm going to cut right about here. Better to cut a little bit less, and then go back and trim again, than cut too much, and be very sad. Alright, so I've got this. Actually, I think what I'm going to do first is go ahead and finish tacking this down the whole way. This. But then how's that going to work? Alright, so I'm going to just then eyeball it to about where this is all going to come together. It's going to be right here. So I could probably still cut some more of that off, but I'm going to sew. Now this is going to be, I think, a little bit of a tricky problem because I've got so much thickness here and I don't think this is going to go through everything. And I don't have a walking foot for piping. So let me go down here past the piping and start there. I'm just not gonna backstitch this just in case I have to take it out. I just want to see what's gonna happen here. Lift the presser foot, see if I can't get it to at least tack through here. Oh, alright, not bad. Don't know how this is going to look. We'll see. Going to pull that out. Okay, not terrible. But I definitely want to see about coming up with a way to make a prettier finish there. Ooh, yeah. There's a big old hole there. Alright, I think this just needs tacked here, that's why. And then I think we'll be good. There we go. There we go. That didn't turn out too bad once I got that done. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shore this up with another row of stitching, And then our next step is going to be to put the bottom panel on. So I'm going to finish this up and then I will see you later for the last part of this, hopefully. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach the bottom portion. And again, we need to get this inside out here. And we also are going to need to make sure that we have our direction of our fabric correct. Our pattern is going this direction. So we want this pattern to also be going the same direction, which is going to be like this, I believe. Yeah, that's it. So basically, we just do the same thing here. We're going to fold this and pin this and then we're going to stitch around the whole thing again. Except for this time, we are going to leave one of the ends open. So I'm just going to do a quick measure here to see how much leeway I have for seam allowance, and I'll be right back. Technically, I should have another inch, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm good. I just fit this on the cushion. And the first thing I need to do, though, is get my end right here. There we go. And I need to close that up. And then we'll pin this on and we'll be ready to go. I'm going to do a back stitch here. Oh, daggone it. All right, trim that up. And now, here we go. Let's do a little seam check. Yep, we're good. Get that out in case I need it more. Okay. All right. Excuse me. Time to sew up this side. Now the first thing I'm going to do though before I start this is I'm going to check my bobbin because I know I'm running low on thread, but you know what, I have a good amount there, so I might be good. It's just a pain in the neck to run out of thread in the middle of your sewing. Then you got to stop everything, take everything apart, wind another bobbin. What you could do is spin or wind 2 bobbins before you get started, just in case, so that way you can just drop another one in. Okay, so put this in my lap here. I'm going to leave this whole end open. That I'm going to close by hand, believe it or not. And I'm going to put, take that pin out, my presser foot here, and I'm going to start right there. And we're going to sew around just like we did before, close to the piping. Taking the pins out as you go. This is where it becomes a little difficult. It's a little bulky, so take this pin out since I'll be coming to it soon. And here we go. And once again, there it goes. Effing attention. This is what takes me so long. Having to stop, rethread. I have a walking foot that really helps a lot, but I can't do piping with it. So, it's just how it's going to be until I get a heavy-duty machine that can handle thick fabrics. Oh. Watch it. The pins, be careful. As you can tell, I keep sticking myself. And I'm finding if I do it in just a steady, even, relatively slow pace, I don't have so much trouble with the tension. However, it's not a guarantee. they make a walking foot for piping. I'll have to look into that, because that would work. Definitely have to get one of those if I'm going to do any more of this type of thing. Who knows? This might turn out so good and I might like it so much, I'll be doing all our furniture up in here. Okay, so I'm going to be coming up on this turn here soon. And I just want to make sure I've got my fabric out of the way so I don't sew pieces together that aren't supposed to be together.